Fanmail grew out of a personal experience because I was writing a letter to say thank you to somebody, and he'd been really inspirational to me. I'd always really admired how he worked and what he did. And as I was writing a thank you letter to him, I thought to myself, I'm writing him a fan letter. So just for fun, I folded it and I turned it into a fan. In this project, we're really looking quite specifically at the idea of saying thank you in some way to other people, and particularly looking at the idea of reciprocity and knowing that you have something to offer and you also have something to gain from other people, and how important that is really in relationships. The Fanmail workshops take place at Sydenham Garden, which is a therapeutic garden in South London, and it creates amazing opportunities for people who have had mental health issues, who've experienced physical health issues and are recovering, who come regularly to do gardening, to do art, to do singing, to do creative activities. It's a real oasis in South London, and it's been a beautiful place to come and work on our fans.
I'm Mia, and I've been doing the fan project with Anna and Sue, and we've both been visual artists, and we've been making lots of different types of fans with members of the community in Sydenham.
I make quite simple sculpture, big stuff, and you've got more of a carnival background, so those two things
quite different. Yeah. But it meant that I learned a lot from you.
I learned a lot from you.
Yeah, so
with the glue gun between us. At the beginning, when Sue and I were talking about it, we were thinking, are people going to get this link between fan mail, writing letters and these objects? Is it going to be a bit forced? But I shouldn't have doubted that at all, because people just responded really well.
It's been such an innovative idea, because fan making is another form of sending messages. Fans are very, very delicate, and you have to be very, very careful, but if you make mistakes with the fans and they're not closing, you are learning how to use the different materials.
I chose this wallpaper because it reminded me of Mars and a volcano, and it looked really cool. And I worked with another person to make these spirals. I wrote different sentences in different languages, and it was really fun.
I think probably my first one was one of my favourites, because although I'd bought my own paper, I found this lovely paper with lots of pinks and purples, and as you can see, I'm a bit of a pink and purple sort of girl, and it had all little flowers on it, and it was just joyful to make.
There's about 10 people in most workshops, and even though it was quite fast-paced and we did do quite a lot, it felt like everyone was quite supportive of one another, even though everyone was working on their own individual fans. Being in my 30s, working with people that have lived a lot longer and have a lot more life experience, it was interesting hearing who they wanted to thank and their reasons, thinking about maybe people that might not be here with us anymore, and actually it was a really nice way of thinking about that and thinking about what you might want to say to people. Some of the fans have had hidden messages, so some people wanted to write a message but didn't necessarily want other people to read it, and then some of them are displayed so anybody can read it. Some of them are quite deep and serious, and some of them are quite funny and or poetic.
Listen to the river, it echoes softly, drifting in my memories. The sound of summer. Listen to my heartbeat. Everywhere is whispering the sound of summer.
When I went into the forest, there was also a pond and a house made of mud bricks, and there were fans everywhere, and it looked so beautiful.
A friend of mine singing in the choir, so she reminded me that they were showing the fans today. So I've come along and think they're really beautiful, And I work at the Maudsley doing healing art sessions, and I think this sort of project really lends itself particularly for mental health issues, because you can make something very simple or you can make something quite complicated. Definitely think there's lots of things that I can take away from this, and I'm going to try myself to try and do a basic fan. I think it's a really great idea.
I never really had the chance to do art till I came here because I was busy working and doing other things. So in my senior years, shall we say, I consider myself as a bit of an artist now.